Good.
Great.
Coach, you can start.
All right, thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Sorry about the little mishap there. But, yeah, I'm wearing my Alex Highsmith T-shirt. I just got this, Team Highsmith. And Joe just told me that they play here in a couple weeks. Isn't that right, Joe?
Next weekend, yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'll get a chance to see him, but I certainly hope so. We are going to be supporting him. But today, it warmed back up. It hasn't been this hot since the first day. You know, we've had some very unseasonal weather, and the sun came out today, and we pushed them. I mean, I think we went close to 110 snaps today, which is probably pretty close to a game on each side of the ball. I mean, you got 110, so that's 55 each side of the ball. You know, with special teams, we threw a lot of situational football at the guys today. You know, the first probably first quarter and a half, we were down in the red, low red, put it there, first and goal at the 9, and put the ball at the, 30, and where the spaces are tight. I mean, where the quarterback's got to earn his money. You know, red zone, third down, that's where they got to earn their money, and see the defense react. So it got really a lot of situational stuff. Special teams, operationally, we had an official crew from the American here. Got the use of our iPads, and to be honest with you, I mean we did everything. I mean, starting at 6:30 this morning from the Niner walk to pregame. This is my first time here to go through it all. We got 16 new staff members that have not gone through it with about 56 players. I thought it was important to do it now, and not try to get caught up on the back end next week. And so I want to say this probably a couple of times. We're probably on schedule with 2 weeks to go. We still need another week, and school starts this Monday. So our guys are going to be in shock a little bit. They've been 3 weeks of nothing but ball. My favorite time of the year. I mean, it's wake up ball, go to bed ball, and there's not a whole lot of recruiting. It's just that's why I love it so much. You just coaching ball, and so I get a little long-winded, but back to the scrimmage again. I think we made progress from last Friday to today. Having the officials here, we got to do it more. I know I said that, and I'm going to stick to it. I got to keep getting the officials here. We had a couple things today on some new rules that really helped us. It's going to help us with the fake an injury type thing. If you're injured, stay down. And we had a guy he's I'm tough and I'm fine. Tried to get off and couldn't. And I applaud him for that. And technically, it was going to be a timeout for us, or a penalty if he didn't have a timeout. And he did everything that he's coached to do, and was trying to be tough. And so we'll have to work through that. So a lot of good things. Again, not a finished product. I really love the team's effort and the staff. We pushed them hard today now, to the point where looking at the time and how long it's taken and the heat. But our staff, the guys kept it together, and it was a very productive scrimmage today.
When we last saw you, you were optimistic that this team could be good this year, but you were a little just not sure of what they were. You didn't know a lot about them. Now that we've had some time go by, what do you know about your own team?
I'm going to stick with what I said, I think, at media days. I think we got an unselfish group. And I referenced about the D linemen. They don't get any credit. And really the O-linemen too. I had a great speaker in there yesterday to our team, basically on that. But people are accepting their roles and trying to keep their ego out of it. Everybody wants to be a starter. Everybody wants the ball in their hand. Everybody wants to make the plays, and they want to be on that stage. They don't want to do some teams don't want to do the rehearsal part. They just want to get on stage. And I think we got a group that are fighting to do the rehearsal part and accepting if they're not have the ball in their hands all the time, make all the plays. And sure, their pride is hurt, but they're doing it the right way, and I think that's going to propel us because it's going to take everybody. There are going to be injuries. Who in the American is going to know exactly what they got? If I'm correct on this, Hunter, maybe you can help me. I think I've said this before. But I think everybody on the first and second team was plucked out of the league. I saw something where they went into other places with NIL, and so who knows what how the league's going to stack up. I think that's probably why the commissioner didn't have a preseason vote. Probably it's got something to do with it. He didn't tell me that, but that's my common sense. Because so on your question, what do we got? I'm going to stick with the unselfish piece, and they're fighting to get better every day.
Do you get a sense, though, of what I understand that from a moralistic round, the unselfishness, but what's this team's, chutzpah going to be? What's their strength? What are we a passing,
I appreciate that. You were very specific. Strength, I think the strength will be O-line and D-line. And I'll just tell you right now, if your strength is O-line and D-line, okay, it's football. Now, you got to have good, solid quarterback play. You got to be good. Yeah, you got to be good in the back end. You got to be not turn it over. All right, which we had one today, and it was from our threes. We didn't have any in the first game, our first scrimmage. Sorry, So, but specifically on the strength, I'm going to say O-line and D-line is going to be our strength, and that excites me.
Coach, you've talked a lot about wanting to keep that strength and that energy all the way, obviously, through a fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Pushing them today, I mean,
Yeah.
how close do you feel like you guys are getting to where, hey, we can do this for 4 quarters and we can bring that energy that's required in the fourth quarter?
I'll be honest with you. I want to talk to the strength coach. I want to talk to the staff if they watch the film, see how we started and their energy to finishing. It's hard to get a feel for that with me standing behind the huddle all day. And I want to see the GPS units. Are they all where? I want to see the workload. I want to see the impacts. I want to see, we know how fast they run, their loads on it. I mean, there is some unbelievable information with those things. More than this is my first time. We've had them where I was at previously, but we got more. There's more bells and whistles with this package, and so I'm really, to be honest with you, learning with some of the information. But I'll know more on that question with that, using that data. But I didn't see anybody. We didn't have to take a timeout because we were gassed. And we took a couple because we were trying to sub, and this guy got to his rep limit. There's a couple timeouts so we could sub, and keep the flow of the scrimmage going. But I think with one more week, we're right in the middle. We have camp legs right now, all right, and our guys are battling through it. They will get their legs back going into the end of next week, but we need to get a couple more days of conditioning, and I hope the sun's out. If you get my drift on that, I hope we need some heat.
Coach,
Other than the coaches bringing the heat. If you get my drift on that. I know.
Coach, you talked about this being your favorite time, 3 weeks
Yeah.
of straight ball, 2 weeks until the kickoff. Can you sense your team ready to hit someone that's not wearing green and white?
Yeah, yes, sir. You can, and they want to cut it loose and get into flow of it. There'll come a point, and are we there right to this day? My favorite go-to thing is hey, we need to play a game, and we're not going to get any better until we do. And I don't. Usually, I'd say that probably, with the presser on the game week. That's probably when I say that. But it's coming. We're getting close. Going against each other. It's like the NFL. They have they go against their other teams and they're ready to play a game. But for us to really make a big jump, you got to get in there and get into a game. So we're headed in that direction.
Update? Any update on I know this is the generic question, but any update on where you stand with quarterbacks?
Not really. It'll be down to the wire. This is probably a repeat from last week. We're gonna have to get it to 2, and get rep 2 guys.
Are we close to that?
And ask me next week.
Okay.
Because I want to grade the film, and see it. I said there was there was some good decisions today. A couple they took off and run. I like, a couple times they probably took an untimely sack, and they weren't live. And it's tough, Well, I thought I was down, Coach. It's tough, but there's no way we were going to go live today. We got through that last week, and that's pretty much all I can say on it right now.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right. Now we have on the left linebacker Shay Taylor, and on the right wide receiver EJ Mason. You guys can go ahead with questions.
Shay, I notice a big part of this defense, just from my eye from last year to this year, is there's a lot of focus on fundamentals, and even something as simple as tackling. I mean, there's a very big focus on that. Where do you feel like you guys are at as a defense fundamentally? Because obviously that's what defense can often come down to.
Yeah, I mean, I think today was a pretty good day when it comes down to tackling. We definitely had some plays where offense was, where we lacked at it at. But I think we're in a very comfortable position right now, which is good to see this early. I don't think I've been a part of a process through fall camp that we've been so good at it so early. Normally it takes till you get to that first week of preparation for the first game, but yeah, I think we're ahead of schedule, and it's pretty exciting to see.
EJ, just getting up to speed with a new team. I mean, coming in, you guys also have 3 new quarterbacks, stuff like that. Where do you feel like you're at, just fundamentally as an offense, from an offensive standpoint, and what do you feel like you kind of learned today from getting to see that just live again?
I feel like we still have a lot to improve on. I feel like we're not a finished product. And like Shay said, it's good to see it this early. I know once we play a game, we actually see what type of team we have, and we'll build on from that.
Both of you guys haven't not experienced, a 49er game day. What was kind of the experience like today to kind of get to do all the things that it's like, okay, when you open against North Carolina at Jerry Richardson, these are the things you're going to be doing. What was that experience like, just to kind of get, I guess, a sneak peek of what that's going to be like for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's overlooked when schools don't do that, because you need to be able to mentally prepare. I think that's kind of the advantage of having a home game, because the opposite team comes in and they're not used to the environment. So being able to come in and kind of get excited, even if it's for just a scrimmage, and to have the walk and to know where you're at in the locker room and all the stuff preparation wise, get you a leg up, especially the first home opener.
Basically, piggyback on what Shay said. Really just that 9 walk really got me. That was a long walk from, but overall, I mean, I just can't wait to see the fans out there come week 2 when we play North Carolina. But right now, we just focus on week 1.
And EJ, this one was from Hunter. What was kind of your connection to Charlotte, and I guess why did you decide, hey, I want to be a 49er this year?
Well, my JUCO head coach is real close with Coach Albin. So once I entered the portal back in December, that kind of relationship that I got with my JUCO coach, he kind of put me on with Coach Albin, and I ended up here.
And Shay, it's very deep room of running backs. This is also from Hunter. Who is kind of giving you guys, I guess, just as a defensive unit, some of the most trouble? Who are some of those guys where you're like, man, I don't envy any defense that's going to have to face these guys for real when it comes to game day?
It's tough, and they all have each of their days. I think today was Rod Gainey's, because he's a speedster. You can't lose leverage on him on the outside, which is something you got to account for. I mean, our days it's CJ, the next day it's Cam. It's a going back and forth. It's kind of like the quarterback room as far as like, wow, these are 3 great running backs, and it's hard to tell, but you have to account for each of their strengths, and they're all great running backs. So it's tough. We got a great room in there.
When you could say that running backs, you could say that receivers, you could say that quarterbacks, what do you think it does for you guys as a defense to get to see so many different types of players before obviously you even have to face another team?
Absolutely. It's you have to learn to respect each position, and that's tough to do, because a lot of teams are just, well, we're very good at wide receivers. Well, we're really good at running backs or O-line, and it's tough to, when you take that step up and you play in the American, and you have to understand that every position, or at least I've seen here on our offense, is very in depth. We have a room full of guys that can run with the one. So it's tough, because you have to respect all of them, and you have to be aware of every single thing. When we went against Ball State, I remember it was their number 1 tight end was like one of the best tight ends in the MAC at the last year. You have to account for him on 3rd down, because that's their guy. Now it's such a room and offense full of mixed people that you have to respect everyone.
And EJ, defensive back is obviously a strong part of this team as well. Is there anyone that, when you're able to go against them live, when you're able to go against them in practice, that really stands out to you as, man, those are guys that I just wouldn't want to have to go up against if this was, I guess, quote unquote, real?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to go up against them. I want to go up against all the DBs because I like the competitive nature between us. You know, whoever lines up against me, I give them good work and they give me good work. So at the end of the day, it's just competing at the end of the day.
And Coach came in here and said, man, we pushed the guys hard today. It was, you know, he said 110 snaps. He was like, at some points I almost caught myself like, man, am I going a little too hard? But what do you think is the benefit of getting a day like today where the heat's up, you guys do the full day, and then you have a practice that's that hard? I mean, what do you think is the biggest benefit as a player?
I feel like we needed it as a team because last week I think the scrimmage wasn't as long, but today, like he said, we went like a full, basically like a game for real, and we did the 9 to walk, we did the whole pregame routine, and just being out there, it was hot, 100-some degrees. So I feel like it kind of prepared us mentally and physically to get our minds and our minds right for week 1.
Yeah, we've been blessed with a pretty cool fall camp in Charlotte, so it's pretty, I feel like, rare just because of the weather and the rain that's been coming in recently. So to kind of have the last scrimmage that's, you know, in full heat when we're out there for a long time and going through the preparation and getting used and acclimated when we have guys that transfer in who don't know the schedule is very important.
A lot of bricks were given out after practice. You know, it's, I guess, just this entire system of what Albin wants this team to be, the family-oriented nature, going to events together, doing these things together. How well do you think this team has done it just bringing that bonding piece of it together? Because obviously that's what really starts to matter late in games.
Yeah, again, it's the number one reason I followed him. He establishes culture and he does it early, and the entire staff does. They all get behind him and do it well. So, you know, it's what he came up with at Ohio. It's we are the mortar men, the mortar within the bricks, who laid the bricks down, and we want to be like the, I guess, metaphorical, version of that. So he's a very culture guy, and I think he brings that here because I felt like it wasn't here before. So it's an easy thing to follow and want to be a part of.
I feel like with the team bonding, like last weekend, we went to the Panthers first preseason game against the Browns. That was a good experience for me because that was like my first preseason game that I've been to, and I know there was a lot of firsts for the guys on the team. So for us to go as a team and Coach Albin making that happen for us, it was real good.
Anything else, Coach?